All right. Perfect. Let me get this up. All right. Get this link out to the team. All right. Beautiful. Already got a like on the stream. Thank you very much. Throw that up. Make sure you guys can see that. You can. Okay, sweet. Actually, I'm on the wrong charts. G. Anderson, good morning. How you doing? All right. So no gap up today, which is nice. That is nice. Matthew, good morning, man. Hope you are good as well. G. Anderson says, great. That is great to hear. Massimo, good morning. How are you? Hopefully you are good. Even though I just talked to you yesterday. Hopefully you're good. All right. Are my things... My headphones are tied up. All right. There we go. Sweet. Good to hear. 13 people already. If you are in here, say good morning. Let me know how you are. Do we want to think SPY TLM? We definitely could. We probably could do the same with Qs. It's not going to be my favorite play, but it could work if we get some upside structure. Now, IWM is going to have supply in the way. God, I totally forgot I did that. Okay, we'll have supply in the way. I don't know if I'd play off of that, but it's definitely interesting to watch. We got PLTR down a little bit this morning. All right, so we will have demand here. These are definitely lighter than I usually do, but I kind of like it. Julio, good morning, man. Cindy, good morning. Kevin, what's up? How are you? D Ant, good morning. Hope you are good as well. Ted, good morning, man. How are you? A little more bullish, so I'm gonna put. Well, let me actually take a peek. PLTR was at pretty major supply. Still a little more bullish on it for now after it ran back up to 170. We'll keep an eye on it. Goog, my favorite stock in the world right now. Let's do a little 1 hour demand here. Let's see what happens there. I don't know about that. I'm curious if we just get a reaction off the wick here and push up. Obviously very bullish on Goog. Could be a decent play. We'll watch it. Yeah, see, these ones are so much lighter than my old ones, but we're kind of back at that retrace area for that move up, but we'll probably draw a little 30-minute here. Curious on the higher time frames. Okay, so there's no real supply in here, not enough movement, so that's fine. We'll see if Amazon gets down here. I don't know if it will. I don't want to trade super late. NVIDIA, for everyone that missed it, China banned companies from purchasing their chips today. I just kind of see this as more of a buying opportunity than anything. I will say, though, how many people are in here? 16? Okay. I think I could be wrong, but I think the market's going to sell off today. So I have some cash ready to buy stuff just in case that happens. But I do think the market will sell off today. So we'll see. We'll see what it does. Again, I could be wrong. Do not take that as financial advice, but I think it is going to sell off. Apple. We do have a little bit of supply there. I'm just not sure. Just not sure how much I like that as a play. Definitely need to break the low here for me to be interested. Let's keep an eye on it. Just want to see. Just going to reject a little bit of supply there. We'll watch it. Hood, anything today? Not really. We're going to move down a little bit in the morning. That'll be hard for a TLM play. I don't love that. I just don't know if we'll get down. Like, if we get all the way down to this demand, I don't think I'd want to go long. I don't love that demand. I guess we can draw it out. We'll just see what happens. But I'm just going to throw an alert there. I'm not even going to put that on the watch list. AMD drops down as well. Okay. Not really going to have anything there. Our demand is already going to be hit. Yeah, I don't love that. Miles, what's up, man? How are you? Microsoft will have a supply here on Microsoft. Outside of that, I don't think much. I'll see if we move up to that. Not super into it though. Meta recently, like, super strong. I love trading Meta, but contracts are so expensive. I don't think there will be anything on it today though. Hopefully these guys split soon. We can get some cheaper Meta contracts. That would be nice. What do we have in coin? Coin. A little bit of demand here. I don't love that demand though. Even if we got below that, we'd be pretty close to the bottom of TLM. So that'd be tough. Yeah, that would be tough. But I guess what I'll do, let me just draw this on here. I'll kind of see where we open. We obviously still have 8 minutes till we open. AVGO. When I was on, this is a horrible story. When I was on vacation last week, someone asked me about AVGO, like Monday, Tuesday, and I was like, I think it's a decent investment. I don't know if I love it at these levels. And then of course it gaps up $20. That was unfortunate. For today though, I guess we do have some demand here. I don't like that big sell-off we got yesterday. We do have a little bit of demand there. I don't know, lower time frame. Yeah, lower time frame, we'd have to get like above that high. Again, we'll keep an eye on it. Don't really want to throw too much on the watch list, considering we have FOMC today. Don't really have, I mean, maybe supply there. Something like that. I don't love that though. Let's have demand here. Lower time frame. Yeah. There is a world where you play off that. Then you run into demand here. And you kind of need this demand to break as well. I think there's just too much there. I'll take a peek at it again though, but I think it's too much. Too much in the way. Oracle. Nothing. That price action is disgusting. MU could be pretty decent for TLM to the upside. Keep an eye on that. Tesla. Nothing I like. I don't know why I'm Boeing so. I mean, if it doesn't happen as fast as it did yesterday, this could be another TLM short day on Boeing, which could be good. What is Shop's trend looking like? Looks like rejected 4-hour supply there yesterday. We don't really have any sort of low we could break is the problem. I guess until down here. That'd make me want to short. Yeah, so as interesting as that seems, don't think I love anything there. Wow, Uber's down a ton. Wow, what a big push down. Might be a playoff demand there, but I'm not super into it. Roblox. I played TLM yesterday. It was a really nice play. Do have some supply here from the move down yesterday. It's a very large supply. Does look like we rejected it though. I don't love it. Probably pass on that one. Mara was a big yesterday. Not gonna have much there. Netflix looks like it's going above supply. Visa, pretty straight up yesterday. Don't love any of that. SoFi was down. Hims was down a little bit. $50 for Hims just feels like such a steal. Feels so low. All right. We'll do this. Those will be kind of my top watches today. So put those out. All right, sweet. Let me make sure I have this stuff up, which I do. Nice. Make sure I get logged into the funded account. I probably don't even need to. I probably won't do anything on there today because it's news. The more I think about it, all right. Let's see. I do want to take a peek before market open. Let me look at this. Let me look at. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Give me 1 second. All right. What did you decide to do about the long-term stuff? Oh, and about the video, I'll probably, let me see. I mean, I'll end up doing a video on it. I'm gonna try to get it out today, I think. The only thing I want to make sure I do is I want to make sure I cover certain aspects of it. So I don't want to record it until I feel like I have a good plan for it. And I don't feel like I have the best plan right now, but I should be able to get it out today. But it might be one of those things where I record it today and just kind of rewatch it and then see what happens tomorrow. But like I said, I'll try and get it out today. There's a decent reaction to it, so we will see. Adam, good morning, man. How are you? I gotta get my Thinkorswim up. Let's see. Does that log in for me? It does. Chris, good morning, man. How are you? So a little bit of a push this morning, right off the bat. MU moving up. Boeing looks like it's going to move up. PLTR drops down. Goog, looks like we're going to hit, or we did hit demand. See if that demand holds. Where are my TLM lines? Okay, so we even have to go a little lower to bounce out. So we can do that. IWM is going to hit supply. Amazon already hit demand. See what that does. Nvidia still ways off. Apple pops out to the upside. So supply does not hold. So we can look to see what that does. It's going to be hard with where we opened. Coin goes just below demand. Now reversing back upwards. Okay. It's like SPY. SPY is not going to be something I look at for TLM just based off that open. Q's still has potential. MU still has potential. Boeing, not as much. PLTR looks like it'll keep pushing down. Goog, hopefully Goog doesn't push down a ton. Amazon, good reaction off demand. We can put NVIDIA down here. Coin is just kind of in the middle of everything. What was the other thing I was going to look at? TSM? What did that do? Okay, so that got above supply. It's just going to be hard because we'd have to break this low for me to want to go short. By the time we do that, we're basically already going to be rotated. Did AMD hit? It hit the wick. A little bit of supply there. Yeah, AMD shorts might have been good right off the open there. Oh, Boeing flew. Set supply. Did. It's not really going to have a low to break. Probably take that off. I mean, you might just be too fast here. Yeah, that's just a tough ask. Obviously, you could get risk reward, but it just looks like it's going to fall. All right. Maybe I was right. Maybe the sell-off is going to happen. Could actually be decent. Could be good for a short play, actually. Off of that. Huh. That could be something to look into. Gook does go below demand. Won't really have another one for a while. This didn't bounce off anything, right? I guess unless you're looking at the 15. Wow, AVGO kind of off a cliff there. Didn't really bounce off supply though, so probably pass on that. Qs seems to be dropping. ME makes another low. Not a very strong one, but made another low. IWM is just kind of, it's going to break that supply, looks like. Once we do that, we don't really have anything to look for on it. Apple. Coin's just kind of in the middle here. I don't like that. I don't think there's going to be anything on that I'm interested in. NVIDIA hits demand. Okay. Let's see how quickly your watch list can whittle down here. Q's falling pretty hard. Curious what Apple does. See if NVIDIA gets a reaction here. SPY does reject that 15-minute supply. There's nothing we can really trade there, though. A little bit of supply there on Hood, nothing major. I don't love that it just rejected that wick. It's the only thing I don't like about that. You could look at something if you want to play that wick rejection. Could look for a retrace entry here. Goog working its way back up. Goog does have supply here. Just have to see some structure to the upside for me to be anywhere near interested in that. Amazon breaks through demand. We'll have another one down here. You can see if that one holds. Apple's still kind of chopping around TLM here. It looks stronger than most things right now. Curious if it holds these highs or not. Problem is this low is pretty meaningless, even if we break that. With everything being more bearish, something like just don't know if that bias stays though. I mean, Q's literally has seen one green candle, and that was the first candle of the day. So we're definitely going to sell off. I wish MU had a better break there. I just think Apple's holding that high too well. Nvidia big volume spike here, which is nice. Do you see any demand on Tesla? Yeah, I mean, you have a gap up here, so you could use that. I'd probably want to start the demand here just because of that initial push here into the gap up. But we might get a reaction just straight off that 30-minute gap. PLTR, I think, probably start looking off demand more than anything. Do have a high here we could break. It's going to take a lot, though. By the time we get there, I just don't know if that's something I'd want to look at. Yeah, Q says nothing in its way stopping it. No demand down there. Goog is pushing up well too. Just no real high. It's kind of the problem. See what Apple does. MU pushed back down. Hits these lows again. Just a little double tap of that low. See if that actually breaks through. Google with a strong push. Would not hate that. See if Apple rejects these highs again. Looks like it might. Okay, so TSM goes all the way down to that demand. Just quite a move. Huge volume spike there too. Massive volume spike. Yeah, I mean that looks like a reversal, if anything. Right off demand. Just feels like a sell-off is, or like right in the middle of a sell-off. So I just don't know if I would love that. I would not have minded Goog on a pullback. Don't think we'll get it though. Nvidia dropping down more. SPY's kind of chopping around. SPY's chopping around. Q's is down a ton. IWM staying up. Wants to make a new high. Hood dropped. A little bit of supply there. I don't love that break. I wish that break was a little better. If that break was better, you could look for something like that. And something there, something there. Just don't think that break is good enough for me. MU looks like it's finally going to break. Goog pulling back. See what that does. Apple might push down. I just want to keep an eye on Hood. I want to see where that goes. AMD pushed all the way back up. Wow, what a reversal. Kind of into something like that. If we got back down there. These MU lows are not great breaks. And Hood might reverse on itself. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I don't think Hood's flying now. Okay. I'm trying to get a gauge on what this market wants to do. It seems like a lot of conflicting biases, which always makes it tough. I just don't like that break there. I don't think Goog's going to pull back all the way. I'm very surprised Apple's holding these highs. Especially considering it's not bouncing off demand or anything. It's really holding those highs. Nvidia pushing, starting to look like it's going to push, I should say. Goog coming back. Yeah, MU is not going to have anything for us today. PLTR gets below that demand. It looks like it wants to keep going. No real demand there, though. It's a little surprising. Does it start at 10? Nope, it does not. It started around like 9:15 Eastern. I never started an hour into the market. Wow, Apple is choppy. Very choppy. Really good push from Nvidia here. Google looks like it's gonna push up. Amazon had a lot of volume right here. At 9:45. Ton of volume. I think Goog's gonna go. We just didn't get the retrace we necessarily wanted. A little bit unfortunate. Looks like that will go. I'm not even sure, even if it came down, I'm not even sure if I would really want to get into it. If it pushes all the way back down. Man, Apple is really keeping that daily high. And it's also keeping the daily low because it's so choppy, but everything's kind of either in a range right now or selling off pretty hard. I think like outside of IWM, which is a nice little uptrend right now. Everything else though is pretty choppy or down. Apple and Goog included. Let's see. Chris, I just saw your message. Was there a problem with the live when you first clicked it? Tesla breaking a strong high. I think the only strong high you have here is the daily high. The only thing I'd be interested in there is my CPU internet issues. Gotcha. 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 Hood pushing up well. Just not off anything. So surprising. Amazon, decent little volume increase there. Nothing crazy, but decent volume increase. PLTR's pushing back up. That's one hell of a reversal on AMD. Maybe a little 15-minute demand, but didn't quite hit supply there on Meta. And I wish TSM had supply. It's been such a nice retrace. MU pushed all the way back up. Boeing rejected supply hard. I don't know. I really just don't love anything today. I mean, you always kind of figure it's going to be choppy with FOMC, but everything that sold off didn't really give us any great highs to break. And then you have stuff like Apple is just, it's so stuck in a range. I just don't know if I necessarily trust it to push to one side or the other. Just such a tough thing to gauge when it's like that. Goog really has failed to make a strong push up you'd really want to see. I really like that volume increase on NVIDIA, but I don't know. Don't know why I still have hood there. There's nothing I really care about on that. Okay, is that Apple finally making that push down is the question. Is that what it's going to be? You could have looked for like something like that. You break there. You don't really have any great targets. Just that low's not super meaningful. Like breaking that low doesn't really show us anything. Yeah, FOMC's today, David. Hold on, nothing. Yeah, Apple definitely. That's what I've been saying. Like, I think this could be like a decent play, but I just don't know if I trust it to make that big of a move. It's just so choppy. And none of these low breaks are meaningful to me. Like at all. I mean, it's good acceptance inside your zone, but I don't know. It's not a big fan of it. The risk reward isn't anything crazy either. I just wish we had some sort of meaningful low. We just really don't. There's a demo on US 500. Yeah, it's moving a lot. The market seems very fearful right now. I don't know if I would trust Goog longs, even if we get back here. We have something at 10? No. It's just a very quick move. It's like Goog gets back to that retrace, but how meaningful. Yeah, everyone's expecting rate cuts, so that would be pretty massive news because we need it. So inside of a range, man. Hey. So my dog is like going crazy right now. That pullback would have been better risk reward. I don't know. It might just be better to just not even think about a trade. Stuff is just so all over the place. Doug feels the market here. Yeah, right. I wish I had a market predicting dog. That would be a cheat code, man. And then Apple rips. All right, give me 1 second. Hold on. All right. There we go. Just had to get him to stop real quick. All good. Every time I watch online trading, it seems totally different from what the gurus and people selling surefire systems make it sound like. In what way? I mean, obviously, like our program and the way we trade is going to be very different from a lot of people. We're more like structure based, and kind of letting the market tell you what it's going to do. Problem with a lot of systems is they try to predict what the market's going to do instead of just letting the market tell them. Wild volume on the last Apple candle, yeah. Very much so. Yeah, Google's going down. Apple's going up. SPY had a nice reversal, but continuing down now. Q's just been down, and more down. I'm kind of just more curious than anything about like what Apple and Google do. Like I don't even necessarily want to take them. I'm just curious. And there goes Apple. I don't know. I just feel very not great about good rejection that bottom line on Goog though. It's just so hard to trust that. Very difficult to trust that. Amazon looks like it's going to continue down. See if Apple sells off again. If Apple holds this high again, man, it's like I don't know. It just looks and seems so choppy, man. And I hate chop. Such a tough market to read right now. I do like that rejection on Goog with that bottom line again. I am a fan of that. I just don't know if I trust it to get all the way up to the target. Especially with SPY and Qs making new lows. That is very concerning. Apple keeps those highs too, man. Does keep those highs. I don't love that. Don't love that candle. Not really what you want to see. I think, honestly, I think we'll just call it a no trade day. I think we'll just relax from here. Just feels like way too much stress to be in any of these plays. So I think we'll probably do that. I do think Goog is actually a decent play for longs, but with everything else in the market being down and making new lows today, I would just be very hesitant to go long. It's my only gripe with it. So yeah, rather than risking money, we don't need to. Probably just call it no trade day. Yeah, we'll probably just do that. So we'll see what this does. Hopefully, hopefully we get some rate cuts today, and we will see if the market sells the news or buys the news. I'm gonna guess sell, but obviously it's a straight gamble at that point. It pushes it down. But yeah, that'll be it for me. So appreciate you guys, and I will see most of you Friday. Rest of you will see you next week. So enjoy the day, guys, and trade safe.